That's all right, Moose. That's my fault. So I want to see if this can give way. Like I said, I'm not trying to short up here. I want to see if it has the willingness to do it. Plenty of space to get into an entry if it was to move lower. So far, it's pretty wicked. We've ran sell side here, drove higher, ran buy side, we've dropped lower, shift the market structure, breaker, inefficiency. That's a nice reaction so far. So I have the C of that wick marked out. I like the reaction, another shift to market structure. I'd like to see if that inefficiency plus the inversion, if I got up into it, I'd probably be willing to short it. Let me check some other time frames and kind of take a look. Again, the premise is really the week or the daily time frame, the weekly. Those type of things are what's leaning me to this idea. And if I got stopped out, it is what it is. First trade of the week. So let me see if it's willing to get up into that or not. It may not want to. Nice. T's also on shorts. I would assume so. Talked about it last night. I mean, once you get to graduation, you literally start saying the same things. You're looking for the same things. You take the same trades. It's that's how you know you graduate. That's when you need to stop watching him and just move on with your life. Like, it's a good feeling. It's not egotistical or like I hope that all of you reach that point. And if you are, I mean, if you've already seen all that, then congrats. I mean, that's exactly what you should be doing. Now I could sit here and worry and chase this and be upset, but I'm utilizing the rule set of waiting for distributions away from basically the first point of interest to protect me from potential stupid losses, which occur a lot. So if nothing even forms, it runs out the data low. Those type of things is not where I'm going to sit here and be like, I should have taken this entry up here. No, because plenty of times I wait for that reaction. I wait for price to give me that proof, and it doesn't, and it'll run out the other way, and I'm able to save myself from a loss. So, and I'm pretty confident it's going to give me an entry, but in terms of something like that, I think some people, even myself at times, could feel reaction, like maybe guilt. Or fearful. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, and that's rules and disciplines. There's two sides of that coin. I mean, the amount of times that let's say we followed the rule waiting for news event drivers to play out. A lot of times it saves me from losses, and I don't feel guilt or fear when I don't take a trade for it. It just happens. It's part of it. Would I be interested in that inefficient? I don't even know if it would reach up into it, to be honest with you. So far, I don't really like anything in here. I like that inefficiency, but we've kind of moved away from it. And I don't even know if we're going to reach up into it. So I'll have to maybe wait a second for it. You can see, where did we stop? That line is not random. That is the CE of the wick. So we're stopping dead in its tracks right there. Same earlier, right off the release, we come right down into it, move away from it. I'm sure if you went into 15-second or like a 5-second, you could see something. Um, I don't like that inefficiency now that we're at it. I could utilize it. I'm looking at like the 15-minute closure that we had, 5-minute. We've dropped down into this wick in here, so we'll see how that reacts. What's the range in here? That's not terrible. Actually, I think I do like that, to be honest. Just looking at the 2-minute, I do like that. So we'll see how that. Put the stop at 19,128. I just like the 2-minute and the way that formation was kind of looking. So we'll see if we'd want to run to the data lows or not. Kind of same theory here with this wick, as you kind of take out that wick, the CE of it right there. Bearish order block here. A nice reaction. I want to see if it wants to maintain lower. We'll probably slide into the sell side. I'm decently confident in it. If it doesn't, it is what it is. Which I hesitated on the entry. I just didn't like the way it was looking, and then I had a change of heart. And that's how fast things could change. Every second looks pretty decent in there. Really want to start seeing it slide into that. And if you'd like, you can take a partial or whatever you want to do. It'd be nice to see it stay underneath the C of that CPI wick and kind of just drop into the sell side there. And this would be a mitigation block. So inversely, the wick is kind of like the same theory as we treat it as support. I'd like to see it act as resistance with the mitigation block. To see where we're at here. There's my entry. It's an okay entry. I would reduce my stops above this high though. I don't see a particular reason for it to reverse, so I'll hold out for it. But I would reduce my risk to that high. Don't worry, everything will be just fine. Yeah, let's see, the S&T at the highs is really a big supporting factor here for me. Oh, damn it. Damn it, I need to remove that. That was my manual lockout for profit. Mother trucker. I keep forgetting to do that. I mean, I stated it last 3 times. It's good, but I can hold out for way more targets. I need to stop doing that. Somebody remind me to change that. But just look, I'm gonna act as if I'm just here with you guys. Look for the low, want it to run it. Definitely a partial would be taken. At the very least, if you're inside that entry, at least a partial. You ran underneath the sell side low. You could pay yourself, have another target at that CPI data low, and then from there it's off to the races. But something like today, man, does that fucking irritate me, to be honest. Because I know if this thing really was to run, I could hold out 1 micro for a large range. And the reason I'm saying that is not, it's due to the daily time frame, the weekly time frame. If that was like the high of the week, man, would that be killer? That could be wrong. It could reverse or whatever, but I want to see it respect that inefficiency in that order block and run into the sell side. Accidental. I trade. I mean, it's a good question. I don't really trade on. I mean, I do. I'll have to show it, I guess. They both intertwine. Trading view with my trade copy, they both intertwine. So that inefficiency plus the oops, that order block, it needs to respect that and run into the sell side. Otherwise, that's where you start pulling off partials. You start paying yourself. Like your stop should already be reduced to break even, and you should be willing to hold out for the data low. You should be willing to hold out for that. But if it starts disrespecting things, that's where things change. As I mentioned, the mitigation block plus the CE of that wick, and then even this inefficiency here, that's how I respected it. So a very nice price action. It's really nice. Beautiful, beautiful stuff in here. As I was mentioning on my entry, the this wick in here, if you take the same theory, the CE of it, look where that lines up. Lines up right at that inversion plus the inefficiency. So 3 confluences there. We ran buy side, dropped lower, bearish breaker, S&P at the highs, data low. You have a bearish underlying narrative on the higher time frame. We waited for the reaction off the breaker to see the willingness, shift to market structure, return back up into a premium inefficiency, and that's where I entered. I just hesitated a little bit on it. Hindsight, I could have set a limit there. Will it be a longer target? It's a good question, guy. Well, you would be targeting the inefficiencies, at least the buy side imbalances. If this thing got super animated today, meaning like it really started to drop, I mean, all of this can get cleaned up. That's why I'm a little peeved, because I know I could something like that I could hold out for with one contract. It wouldn't be any large contracts, but something like that where we're sitting at potentially the high of the week on a higher time frame. That's where things become, good for swinging and wanting to hold out for that. So you want to see it drop into the sell side, which should here with this new hourly candle. Should be willing to do it. Some opening range gap from yesterday is down here as well. That's a target you could utilize. So I think I don't know if it was Mantis. Somebody asked me a while ago if like paying yourself before drawing liquidity is met, taking partials. This is a good time. Like you're almost at your target. You might as well pay yourself. You can leave one out for the data low, but to remove worries and necessity to be right, that's paying yourself is fantastic. Do I still believe it's going to reach it? Yes, but in order to eliminate worries and fear, that's where paying yourself does the job. After blowing up my Discord notifications. You're good though, brother. Just all I hear is ba-dunk, ba-dunk, ba-dunk. Something like that would be possibly the only trade I'd want to take this week. I'm getting very content with these. Like, yes, I'm the profit target or whatever being met could be a little bit hindrance, but I've done like 3 times now in the last 2 trades. I mean, that's $3 grand, and I can't really be upset with it. So it should be set to 350, but sometimes with like way to trade copies, one gets stopped out before the other, so it's at like 320, I think, because one of them gets stopped at 320. Great. Now I have one at 299, one at 296. So I got to get that to the $300 day, or at least I'll try with like one micro. No, that's for my fun and futures. Because honestly, I'm not interested in the profit with them. I mean, I am. It'd be great to withdraw and whatever, but I'm more interested in they have a 30 days of you get $300 days for 30 days. So that's going to take a while. Then you can be moved into a static account. So, well, Sammy, yeah, I mean that for me, if I'm ever like a few dollars away from something like that, I have like a threshold of like $20. Like, if it's not worth it. I'm not going to give up $300 for $4. That's, in your situation, lesson learned. Don't give up $7 for, yeah. Trust me, I've done it before. I've spiraled out of control for a few dollars, but I've learned that if something like that, I mean, I'll risk $10, $20 for it. If I don't get it, then I'm comfortable with the profit. It is what it is. So like I was saying, paying yourself, doing the right thing down here before the profit target was met, it's always a good idea. The fact that it's just really unwilling so far, it probably will move into it eventually, but it eliminates all of that worry, all of the anxiety and fear. You're able to just pay yourself and maybe leave one on. I would say if it completely disrespects the 5-minute, then I would probably just cancel the trade and be done. Still overall from where I entered, nice 60. I mean, it moves about 70 handles. I mean, the mitigation block in this sense is really, I would say, the last line of defense on a 1 minute, and then the reclaimed inefficiency there. Ow. Somebody asked how my leg is doing. It's good. It's just it's an annoyance currently. I went to the gym yesterday and people were looking at me like that was crazy. I was limping around. I fought an alligator. I don't know. I've had staples in my head before, but I've never had something like this. Nice reaction. Again, we're treating the sieve, that wick in there, as an inversion level with the mitigation, with the inefficiency, and it should be really willing to run it at 1900. I would be curious to see what ICT's chart looks like. Thank you. So he's got the exact same wick. Yeah, look at the CE of the wick that I entered on. He marked that out as well. Anytime you have wicks like that are in confluence with the inefficiency, that's beautiful. He doesn't have the inversion marked, but he has a new week opening gap, which is up there. That's interesting. I didn't see that. I probably got to put that on. Yeah, that's beautiful. New week opening gap. That is that's damn beautiful. Yeah, I got it up there now. He doesn't mark mitigation blocks very often, but I do like them in these type of like where you're just making new lows and new highs, swing lows, swing highs like that. That's a nice beefy mitigation block. You should see this slide into it right about now. Should be willing to want to get into that. I mean, I'm gonna keep it's a broken record, but it's cool. I haven't looked at anything ICT's doing, but we almost have the exact same annotations. I mean, I have a little bit more on there, and I'm sure he's talking about the same things. That is, coming from a student, that's very cool and a good feeling, and something you all should continuously keep striving for. And to me, that's like if you want to judge when you should stop watching him and when you feel like you should break free, it's like, well, if you catch yourself looking for the same things, doing the same thing, taking the same trades, I mean, that's what else more do you need, man? The micro contract took its low, but the actual contract didn't, so I just based off of this. And there it is, boom, delivered. If you wanted to see how far it would want to go, It's a good question, but I would maybe take inversely the range from the CPI and try to get some standard deviations. It could roll off very, very heavily today. Also couldn't. That's as much, honestly, even if I was to hold on to this, I mean, that to me is very content. That's a good trade overall, regardless of how far it rolls today. Like that's all you need in 1 week, one session. That's it. Dale, yeah, I watched some of his live stream yesterday, and it was funny. Like we were talking about the same things. It's a cool feeling, man. It really, really is. After you work your ass off, and I mean, he's the man. He hates people calling him, but he's the GOAT. And when you're saying the same shit and taking the same trade, it's like, well, damn. Eventually, I'm gonna be like him. Last night I talked about being bloomed where you're planted. I really like the phrase that ICT says. I mean, those type of entries, when you have a lot of confluences there, being bloomed where you're planted is. Once you start being very comfortable with your style, man, it becomes very easy. Yeah, that's really going to be it for me today. I mean, that's the beauty of trading. If I'm able to be done, 30 minutes into the session, I mean, what else do I need to sit here for? I got paid, and that's it. That's what we work for. There's no reason to sit here and, try to gain more, try to feel upset, like, oh man, I could be a whole part of this whole move and miss some money. Like that, to me, that's a very immature mindset. Well, I would like to distinguish the price action between yesterday and today, the difference in it, the confluences in it. If you're listening to last night's day log, I was making that very clear. Like when you have a lot of confluences, you have a lot of things behind you. That's what creates high probability trades. If you want to recap, and time of the week with CPI, those are two factors I'm looking at. Another one, we're inside of the weekly time frame inefficiency. Yes, we're above it. The wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. Daily time frame, we're inside of a premium, inside of the daily time frame bear shorter block. We're inside of this inefficiency here on the 4 hour inside of a premium. Prior to CPI or prior to the open, you're running buy side with bearish SMT at the highs. You're breaking down, bearish shorter block or bearish breaker. You see the reaction, shift to market structure, premium inefficiency with the inversion. I mean, beautiful trade setup. Doesn't get much cleaner than that. So I think that's going to be it. I don't have anything else to really talk about in here. Did what we needed to do, and we get out the way. Enjoy our lives. I don't need to sit here. So, did ICT take a... He probably took a trade, but he didn't mention it on live stream till now. You heard the execution. He probably doesn't even know he has that on. He wanted to enter at 9:36. Yeah, I did too, but I wanted to see the reaction. All right, that's going to be it, everybody. Hope you enjoy your rest of the day. Hopefully it was a good session. Hope you learned something. Till tomorrow. Peace.